Hello and welcome to the Morning Heater. I am Eli. That's Burrow77. This is a show we give like 5 to 6 MLB plays in 5 to 6 minutes. Before we get started, huge thank you to Pikkit Sports. Huge thank you to Boom Fantasy. Download both of those apps. Use code Burrow77 or just Burrows or whatever it is, or use code Goldboys. Pikkit, you get free $100 or free $3. Boom Fantasy, I think you get a deposit match to like $100 or something. So awesome apps. They've been awesome to work with. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it. My first play of the day is going to be Hayden Wesneski over 5.5 strikeouts. I got that at minus 120 on BetMGM. This is a kid that I watched. He came over from the Yankees last year at the trade deadline to the Cubs. I watched him a lot, actually, in minor league. His stuff is just electric. He only had a few starts last year for him, but he pitched against the Reds twice, went 5 innings and then 6 innings, and had 8 strikeouts and 6 strikeouts against them. Really high strikeout rate against the Reds team that is, striking out a lot so far early in the season. So I think 4.5 is honestly just one strikeout too low. So I love the value here. What's your first play?
Nice. My first play is it's kind of two plays combined. I'm fading Sandy. Out. I don't know how to say his last
Alcantara.
name.
Alcantara.
Yeah. I'm fading Sandy from the Marlins. I, I think he's lined just way too high on outs recorded. They have him going 7 full innings. He went
Ooh, yeah.
5 2/3 in his last outing, and threw 96 pitches. Minnesota draws a ton of walks. Their bats are popping. I just think 7 full innings is tough for a guy who got roughed up in his first start. Sandy will eventually be tossing deep into games. I just don't think it's going to be today. So hopefully the Twins will work the count and run his pitch count up early here. I just don't know that anybody should be lined at 7 full innings this early in the season
I
with
agree.
pitchers' arms still warming up. So I like that. I also took a little bit of more of a risk. So his over on or his under on outs is plus 102. I think that's still good value. You're getting plus money over on Caesars. To jack it up with a little bit more risk, I played this as well. You can play one or both. Over 1.5 walks is plus 135 over on DK. This is a numbers play for me. So plus 135 is an implied probability of 42.5% roughly. He went over this in 15 of his last 33 starts. That's 45%. He threw 4 walks in his opening game, and Minnesota is 10th highest walk rate in MLB over the last 2 seasons combined. Over the last 30 days of MLB play, they're top 7 in the MLB at drawing walks. So they're drawing walks at a really nice clip. I'm perfectly fine taking the risk because we're getting a little bit of an edge here numbers wise.
Yeah, I like it, and I agree that they also seem to have just a shorter leash with Sandy for some reason, which is a little interesting. But yeah, those are a couple good looks there for sure. My next play, I'm going to be on Wander Franco again. I was on him yesterday and he let me down, but I'm taking his 2+ total bases. So I got it at 1U plus 125, and this real quick, I want to talk about the value of Pikkit Sports here because that line on FanDuel this morning was minus 135. So that I checked it there first on FanDuel. I was like, I can't take it at that juice. Obviously, looked at the Pikkit app, and I was like, oh yeah, I can't take it at plus 125. So you're talking about $100 bet. You're talking about a $50 discrepancy basically there. So yeah, have to be using Pikkit Sports and have to be using multiple books as well. If you're just using FanDuel, you're just throwing money away. But anyway, real quick, Wander's just he's opened the season super hot. My proprietary stat of expected total base percentage, he's at 450, which is crazy. League average is going to end up around 200 this year. That's against right-handed pitching. A bunch of extra base hits, high batting average with the home run as well against Chad Cole, who he's just not very good, honestly. So I love him to get two total bases today, and there's a little bit of I took him yesterday, and I felt like it still was the right move, so I'm going to take it again today and just ride with it. What's your next one, brother?
Nice. Up next, I got Marquez pitching for the Rockies against LA. I'm in on Marquez over 17 and a half outs recorded. He threw 6 full innings in 6 full innings or more in 4 of his last 5 starts versus LA last season. He threw 87 pitches and went 6 full versus San Diego in his last start. His arm's warm. He's got a full leash. As long as the Dodgers don't absolutely crush him, he'll be good. And this early in the year, we're already starting to see it with like the White Sox and especially the Red Sox. They don't have great bullpens and they've already torched them. You need your pitchers to go deep and give you quality starts here at the beginning of the season, so you don't have to tax your bullpen. I expect him to go 6 full, even if he gets roughed up a little bit. I mean, it's the Dodgers. They're going to get to everybody. So even if he gets touched up, I think they let him go out there and throw 90 to 100 pitches, and I think he gets 6 full innings.
Right on, dude. Yeah, I like it too. My third and final play before we talk about just a little bit of Dinger Tuesday stuff. I hate betting on the Red Sox, and I hate even more betting on Alex Verdugo because he's a bad person, I think. But I am going to take his two total bases as well for a unit. That's plus 105. Also on BetMGM, for some reason today, BetMGM had the best lines for everything so far. Going against Ronzi Contreras, who really struggles against lefties, has a 4.07 Sierra and a 305 WOBA versus left-handed hitters. Verdugo, as much as I hate to say it, has also started the season really hot. So he's in 12 plate appearances. He's got 6 hits and 2 extra base hits with a home run. And he hasn't drawn any walks or anything like that, which is takes away from a total base value as well. So I do like Alex Verdugo 2+ total bases, even though I hate him as a human, and that's 1U plus 105 on BetMGM. So real quick, I'm just going to run back through my 3, and we'll talk about a little bit of Dinger Tuesday stuff, and we'll get out of here. On Hayden all of these lines, BetMGM, Hayden Wesneski over 4.5 strikeouts, minus 120. Wander Franco 2+ total bases plus 125. Alex Verdugo 2+ total bases plus 105. What did you run through your? I think you gave out 4 technically.
I got one more to talk about real quick.
Yeah, duh.
No worries. Chris Bubick for Kansas City over 1.5 walks. I typically don't drink a lot of juice. It's a tax. Juice is the VIG's a tax. So, but I'm fine doing it here at minus 135 for 2 walks. Bubick has thrown over 2 walks or 2 or more walks in 19 of his last 28 starts. Toronto's drawing a ton of walks here early. They've got one of the better plate disciplines over the last 30 days in the MLB. I know it's a new season, but they're 7th in the MLB at drawing walks. If you watched the game last night, I think they had 4 or 5. So
Yeah.
they're drawing walks really well. So just to recap my plays before we get on Dinger Tuesday, I got the 2 Sandy plays under 20.5 outs plus 102 on Caesars. I have him over on walks plus 135, over on DraftKings over 1.5 walks. And then I took Marquez over 17.5 outs recorded in Colorado versus LA. That's minus 105 on DK. Somebody actually sent me a DM while we were working on this. Some places might have over 16.5 at minus 110 on MGM. If that's available to you, take it. Always just take the one less out. The 5 cents of juice doesn't really matter there. And then Bubick on the walks. And we covered that. Yeah, so we're good.
Let's
now
go,
we're good
man.
to roll into Dingers.
Yeah, so I think to me, almost the obvious home run play is Kyle Schwarber, but he's plus 250 on FanDuel. And just real quick, Dinger Tuesday is a FanDuel only promo where you get free bets for every home run, basically, if you bet a home run on the game. I still don't think even with all that I can lay the juice on Schwarber with a short porch against a guy who's probably going to give up a home run or two, and Domingo Germán. But I really like Adolis Garcia for a home run today. He's not available on FanDuel yet. But Adolis Garcia is actually leading the league in average exit velocity at 95.28. And Aaron Judge is in second with 93.31. So a pretty big gap there. He is listed at plus 390 on DraftKings. So FanDuel will probably be like plus 320, plus 325 maybe if we get lucky. That's probably my favorite Dinger Tuesday pick for today. Adolis Garcia for the Rangers. About you?
Or a White Sox, right?
I don't even know, to be honest with you.
I believe so. Anyway, I fucking hate Dinger Tuesday. I do.
Too.
Last year, they took the juice out of the balls. Dingers were dead. It seems that the balls have a little bit more pop this year. I'm not a home run guy. I know a lot of people are. Good for you if you are. I'll still give you a Dinger Tuesday pick. You're gonna hate it though. It's Yelich the home run versus Scherzer. Yeah, I know Scherzer strikes everybody out, but Yelich has 3 long balls against him at home in the dome where Milwaukee was just absolutely popping off yesterday. I think everybody in their lineup went yard, which could be a fade spot. That could mean they give him the dead balls this game. Who
Maybe.
knows? Like, dude, like I don't know. For me, it's way too early in the year to commit to whether or not they're going to give us the live balls. Yada yada yada. Like I said, not a home run guy. Yelich's home runs plus 480 on FanDuel for the promo. It's plus 525 on Caesars. I like that. Like 525 is long enough odds against a guy like Scherzer who throws gas, which means if Yelich gets a hold of one, there's
Oh,
going to be a
yeah.
ton of exit velocity, ton of power behind that ball. So, yeah, I mean, he could strike out 4 times, but if he gets a hold of one, it's going to go a long way. So I like that. 525 is much more appealing to me than the promo money at
Yeah.
plus 480. So I'll probably sprinkle about a tenth of a unit over there on Caesars.
I like it. All right, well, that is going to do it for today. We went a little bit longer today, but that's all right. Went to some Dinger Tuesday stuff. We'll be back tomorrow morning. We'll also be back on this channel at 1 o'clock today for Gold Boys lunch break and 6 o'clock today for Gold Boys prime time. Thanks again to Boom Fantasy. Thanks again to Pikkit Sports. And head over to goldboys.com to sign up for the Discord access. Appreciate you guys. See you in the morning.